Hi, Fremont County. My name's Candela, and I am here today to talk to you about how to find your sample ballot. If you'd like to be an informed voter before you walk into your ballot box, then let's do this. Okay. So first up, sharing my screen with you. Your first step. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen with you. Your first step will be to type in Fremont County, Iowa Auditor, and um, when you do that, this is what comes up. Sorry. Let me just start over. No, I'm not starting over. I'm just going to edit all this out. Okay, so as you can see, I've shared my screen with you. Your first step will be to type in Fremont County, Iowa Auditor into your search engine, whether that's Google, DuckDuckGo, or whatever you like to use. And when you click on that link, you're going to end up here. And some folks have gotten frustrated because when they end up here, there is nothing about elections on this whole page. And then they call me back and they're like, Candela, that just going to my auditor's website did not work. Now, if you don't live in Fremont County, Iowa, you can go to your auditor's website and look around and see if you can find it. And certainly feel free to leave me a message if you can. But in this case, so if you just go over here to this menu bar and you can see auditor was already highlighted, but I just put my brow or my cursor on it. And then when I do so, then it says 2024 general election info, and I can click on that link. And then from there, it's easy breezy. So we're moving on. Now we've clicked the link, and at this top part of the page, you can see our precinct names and polling places. And if you just, I mean, I'm sure if you live near Tabor, you know where the Tabor City Hall is. Or if you live in Riverton, you know where the community center is. But if you live in Sydney, you probably know where the United Faith Church is. But just in case, because I'm using this as an example, I'm going to click on this and say, okay, pretend like I don't know where this church is. And then when you click on it, it gets you to Google Maps. You can see a picture of the church. Oh, yeah, I remember where that is now. Or if you don't know where that is, you can use directions and enter your starting point. And you guys know how to work that. So I'm going to go back to the website with the I'm going to go back to the auditor's website and then scroll all the way down here. I want to show you at the bottom of this page, it does say sample ballots for the 2024 general election. So you can click on whichever one is your precinct. If you don't know which one's your precinct in 2024, it really doesn't matter since they all kind of look the same. But in 2025 and future years, if you're kind of remembering back, oh yeah, I did this last year, I want to do it again. Next year, you get to look up city council members and school board members, and that will be different, of course, depending on which town you live in, because obviously Sydney's city council members are not going to be the same as Tabor city council members, right? In any case, I am going to click on Sydney here, and then I'm going to scroll down. Actually, before I scroll down, I'm going to point out that the instructions, okay, so I'm just going to click on Sydney here. And as you can see, the instructions for how to fill your ballot in are on the left. It does talk about if you want to do a write-in candidate, how to do that. In this middle column, we've got our choices for president and vice president. It's only one circle for both people, so you can't accidentally vote for one president and then a vice president that's on a different team. I was surprised to see this many president and vice president candidates listed because I didn't even know some of these names. And certainly you can take this time if you want to look up all of the options and see what your best choice is. You can see here is your choices for the United States Representative for Congressional District 4. And then in this third column, you've got your state options for the state offices. So we've got our state Senate options here and our state representative options here. And I am Candela Foley-Fincham. I am on your ballot. I would very much appreciate your vote, but I hope you find this video helpful, even if you're not planning on voting for me. However, here are your chances to look both of your options up and to see which you feel is most aligned with your values and interests. Below that are our county officers options. And then at the bottom of your page, it says turn your ballot over. So when you're in your polling booth, you're going to turn your ballot over and look at the other side. And when you get to the other side, you're going to see your nonpartisan offices here on the left. In the middle column, we've got our judges. And then, of course, we're going to vote whether or not we want to retain. So retain means that we want to keep them. So you'll vote yes if you think we should keep that one. And you'll vote no if you don't think we should keep that one. And then in the third column here, we've got a couple of constitutional amendments. This first one talks about who should be eligible to vote, and the second one talks about the plan for secession if something should happen to the governor. And then this third is a ballot initiative that talks about whether Iowacians should be able to take a bond to help them build and add on to their programs. There is more information about each of these measures. If you just want to Google Constitutional Amendment 1, Constitutional Amendment 2, or look at various, there are other TikTokers and bloggers who are explaining those in great detail if you are interested in looking that information up. So again, my name's Candela, and I do appreciate your vote if you're voting for me. And even if you're not voting for me, I just want to make sure that you've got the information that you need if you are somebody who likes to research who your candidates are and choices are before you walk into your voting booth. Remember, early voting has already started at your county auditor's office in Sydney. And if you live somewhere other than Fremont County, it's at your county auditor's office in your county, and which is usually in the courthouse. And what else I want to say? No, I think that's it, right? And I very much appreciate you being a voter and being an informed voter. And I really appreciate your vote. And if you're not, even if you're not voting for me, I would greatly appreciate if you pass this on to other people that you feel like can benefit from this information. Happy voting.